Hello, viewers. Hope you're all doing well. You already know about land degradation, which is an undesirable change to the land. And one such type of land degradation is what we'll be talking about in today's video, that is soil erosion. Now, soil erosion is the displacement or the denudation or removal of the top layer of the soil. As you can see here in this picture, in a patch of land in Kenya, there are several areas where the soil has been completely removed, and this is exactly what you call as soil erosion. Though there are natural agents of erosion, the human activities is what has intensified soil erosion globally. So, we'll be looking at what are the different erosive agents that have caused or led to an increased soil erosion. Then, we'll be looking at the impact of soil erosion, and finally, the control measures for soil erosion. So, the leading cause of soil erosion is water. The movement of water, the force with which it moves, can remove soil from a particular area. So, water is one of the leading causes of soil erosion. Even wind, which blows at high speeds, can take the soil along with it and go. But human activities like farming and grazing, these are the ones which have actually added on to the soil erosion across the world. Farming or agriculture accelerates soil erosion. The reason being, the native vegetation is removed from that area, the land is dug up to plant new seeds, and usually in areas where the winters are very harsh, the land lies fallow in winters, and it is only in spring and summer that the crops will grow. So in such areas there is chances that the soil can get eroded easily during the winter season. Also, overgrazing is a major cause of soil erosion, wherein the animals keep grazing the areas so often that the vegetation doesn't have enough time to grow back, and that again exposes the soil and makes it more vulnerable to soil erosion. We also have mining and construction activities, which are huge causes of soil erosion. The reason being, during mining, again, we dig up the soil and that leaves the soil vulnerable. The construction activities churn up the ground so that the a lot of pipes can be dug in or the roads can be made. So when we churn up the ground, again we are exposing the soil to erosion. Often even the completed construction, for example the roads, are in such a way that they do not allow the water to seep through. They are blocking the movement of water, so the water, instead of entering the ground, runs off the surface of the ground and causes soil erosion in the nearby lands. So construction can also lead to soil erosion not only during the time of construction but even after construction as well. Deforestation is again a major reason for soil erosion. Like you can see here, the logging, that is the removal of trees, makes soil erosion happen faster. The reason being, roots of the trees or roots of the plants actually hold the soil together, and when there is no anchor for the soil, it gets easily removed by water or by wind or any other activity. Even recreational activities like off-road vehicles or hikers boots can also accelerate or add on to soil erosion in a particular area, in a sensitive area. So these are the impacts of soil erosion. Now, what happens when the soil gets eroded in a particular area? The first problem is that area's topography, the land topography, completely changes. There are a lot of gullies and ravines that are formed in the entire region. It becomes inhospitable for agriculture or even for living. The second problem is uprooting of newly planted crops, because the soil is no more compact. It is not able to hold the roots anymore. It has lost its structure. So, any new plant that we try to grow over there gets uprooted very easily. The third problem is loss of soil fertility. The reason here is because the topsoil is what is removed during soil erosion, and topsoil is the soil which has maximum ability to store nutrients. So when there is no topsoil, there is the soil remaining or the soil left behind becomes less productive for agriculture. It has less nutrients and it leads to the formation of deserted lands, or you can say it leads to formation of lands which are not fertile, cannot be used for agriculture. Desertification is also one of the impacts of soil erosion, where extensive soil erosion over a long period of time can lead to formation of deserts, and increased frequency of droughts and floods has also been seen when there is an area that has been rid with soil erosion. Now, control measures for these mainly includes planting strategies. For example, afforestation. Growing trees, making sure that the tree cover comes back, is the best way to combat soil erosion, because when you have trees over there, those trees, those plants are going to hold the soil in place. The water or wind is unable to shake the soil much. So, afforestation is the best way to combat soil erosion. Apart from that, other farming strategies, for example, terracing is usually seen on the slopes or slope areas. This again reduces the soil erosion, it reduces the water runoff, it controls the water flow by creating a level platform. So these are the terraced lands. Terrace farming is very common in Asia, in other rice growing countries. So here there are cuts or steps that are put into the hill, or they are being cut into the platforms, are being cut into the contour of the hill, and this is what you call as terracing or terrace farming. We also have contour farming, which is very similar. In contour farming, there is farming with row patterns. So this is contour farming, where there are row patterns that are dug in, that run nearly around the level of the hill. They are not running up and down like this, they are along the slope of the hill. Here again, water flow is being controlled by, due to these furrows that are dug in between. So these furrows are dug into the slope, they are dug into the soil, which ensure that there is no movement, runoff of the water. So these two are steps of farming which are very easily followed and which can definitely reduce soil erosion to a large extent. We also have the presence of windbreaks or shelter belts. Windbreaks are, like shown in this picture, are trees that are planted at the edge of a field, so that the flow of the wind is broken over there, and they are protecting very large winds or gusty winds from entering into the field and carrying away the soil. So these are the windbreaks that are shown over here. And we also have strip farming. Strip farming is again where the farmland is distributed into long strips which are alternated. If especially if you're doing crop rotation, each long strip will have a different plant growing over there. So this again is a system which is acting as a natural dam and is making sure that there is no water runoff. So these are the different farming strategies, and generally afforestation is the best way to control soil erosion. So soil erosion is a major problem in several parts of the world, especially where mining and huge construction activities are happening. However, once the construction is complete, if we can make that area laden with trees, if we can build in a lot of vegetation over there, that will definitely help to reduce the soil erosion in that particular area. I hope this video was useful to you. See you in the next video. Thank you.